A very warm welcome to TV47 Weekend Edition. Glad that you could join us tonight. Let's keep you updated on everything that has been taking center stage in the country and of course across our borders. But first, as it is our custom, let's take a look at the stories that have made it to the top of our headlines tonight.
Tonight, another person retrieved from Quarry dump site as tedious search enters its third day with death toll standing at 10 in Nairobi's Quarry of Deaths. Our saviors from the Quarry of Death recount harrowing and horrific experience. All Quarry police officers transferred as investigation into Mukuru mass killings intensify, with preliminary investigations revealing all recovered bodies are of female gender severely dismembered.
To ensure a fair and biased investigation, I have moved the officers from Kware police station.
President William Ruto has pleaded with the church to pray for him as he reconstitutes the cabinet amid Gen Z protests.
Muniombe ndio nipange kabisa, nipate wafanyikazi watakao nisaidia kutimiza ahadi ambazo tuliwekeana mimi na nyinyi.
Also tonight on our special feature, leaders from the coast region have decried the vast damage caused by the Moka stimulant plant with shocking revelation.
Tumekuwa na janga la madawa ya kulevya kwa siku nyingi hapa. Lakini ukiangalia saa hii madawa ya kulevya yamepitwa na Moka.
All right, a very warm welcome once again to this live broadcast. Catherine Simalo is our sign language interpreter tonight. My name is Anne Odida. We begin. Now, in the latest review announced on Sunday, July 14, APRA reduced the price of super petrol by 1 Kenyan shillings. Now, diesel prices were reduced by 1 shillings 50 cents, while kerosene was reduced by 1 shillings 30 cents. In the period under review, the maximum allowed petroleum pump price for super petrol, diesel and kerosene decreases by 1 shilling per litre, 1 shilling 50 cents per litre, and 1 shilling 30 cents per litre respectively. Following the review, pump prices for super petrol in Nairobi will be 188 and 84 cents. On the other hand, diesel and kerosene will be sold at 171.6 cents and 161.75 cents, and that is in Nairobi respectively. And previously, the pump prices for super petrol in the capital city retailed at 189 Kenyan shillings. On the other hand, diesel and kerosene were sold at 173 Kenya shillings and 10 cents, as well as 163 and 5 cents respectively. Now let's take you to Quarry's Nairobi, where one more body was on Sunday morning retrieved from an abandoned quarry in Kware, taking the number of retrieved bodies to 10 since the process of recovery started on Friday. Now police were forced to lob tear gas canisters and fire in the air to disperse irate residents who attempted to take the recovered bodies to the station, demanding their help to retrieve more bodies believed to be trapped in the dump site. Mike Kagwongo with that report.
In the gritty backstreets of Kware, Moka on a somber Sunday morning, residents, abandoned by the absence of police, unite to unearth the sack, concealing what they fear to be human remains. As the sack is pried open, horror grips them. The upper body painting a harrowing and horrendous state of affair. Here, the gory image totally maimed and stashed inside a gunny bag, leaving behind only waist and the legs intact.
Kumbe kuna maelfu na maelfu imefichwa hapa na police station iko hapa tu karibu, na nimesikia kwamba hadi mapolisi wa hapa wamepewa transfer warudishwe hapa. Wale ndio wako na ushahidi wa kutosha ya kujua maiti wenye wako hapa.
Kazi ya polisi niulize kazi ya polisi ni gani? Ama hawa wanaitwa nave wako wapi? Waingie mpaka huko ndani.
Seriously, and you're just there relaxing. Alafu nakuja kwa media ati have resigned. Rudi kazi uniambia watu wanafanya nini kwa gunia. Come back. Come back and tell me what these people are doing in this gunia.
Hell broke loose when residents decided to take the body to Quarry police station to venerate the departed soul for the last time, met by tear gas and rubber bullets dispersing the crowd. Amidst the chaos, a young woman fell victim to the indiscriminate force.
Serikali itasaidia kitu moja, hata kununua kamba ya kutoa mili hapa ndani. Hawajatusaidia kitu yoyote hata. Sisi wenye nchi ndio tumeamua tujisaidie.
Amidst the turmoil, opposition leader Raila Odinga and his allies dissent demanding justice and swift investigation.
Sasa hata saa hii baba amekuja kuona watu wake kwa nini tear gas inapigwa jameni. Nataka kuomba polisi, hakuna haja ya kuwapiga wananchi ambao hawana hatia. Na risasi wanawaimbia wao namna hii. Nipigwe teke sitarudi nyuma, nipigwe teke, nipigwe risasi. Yale ambayo tumeona hapa, nataka pia niwaulize, nataka kufanya mazungumzo na watu wanaoua. Wangapi wanasema mazungumzo tawe?
With locals claiming there may be more bodies trapped in the now notorious dump site, the retrieval exercise is expected to continue Monday as the security struggle to put everything at bay. Arguably, this is Nairobi's quarry of death. Mike Kagwongo, TV47, Nairobi.
All right, still on the horrendous retrieval in Quarry, Acting Inspector General Douglas Kanja on Sunday announced the transfer of all police officers from Quarry Police Station, located in the dumping site, where bodies have been discovered since this past Friday. Now, Kanja emphasized that this move highlights the seriousness with which the police force is taking this investigation.
The decision to transfer all officers from Quarry Station comes amidst an ongoing investigation into the discovery of 9 bodies found in a pool and the gruesome findings of dismembered women's bodies in Mukuru.
To ensure a fair and biased investigation, I have moved the officers from Kware Police Station.
The incident has triggered widespread reactions across the country, with many Kenyans expressing anger and demanding accountability. Concerns about safety and the police role in preventing such brutal crimes. Sunday, top brass of the security leadership converged at the Vigilance House epicenter for all security. DCI Chief and now the Acting Inspector General Douglas Kanja saying they are pursuing multiple leads, including possible connections to satanic rituals, serial killers, or rogue doctors suspected of perpetrating these horrendous yet harrowing acts.
If we don't preserve that crime scene, if we allow members of the public to contaminate the crime scene, then we may not be very far. So please allow us to proceed professionally so that our officers are able to professionally examine the crime scene.
The abrasive IG saying the autopsies for the recovered bodies will commence tomorrow at the city mortuary in Nairobi amid hue and cry.
And also collaborate with us by frontiering information with our homicide investigations unit at DCI or the nearest police station.
These developments unfold amidst lingering questions about the circumstances of these deaths and the dumping of bodies in the Quarry area, a bustling 24-hour estate.
All right, now away from that, tonight President William Ruto on Sunday affirmed to Kenyans that he is fully in charge of his government, saying he is committed to applying scrutiny in his search for a new cabinet, days after dismissing his cabinet secretaries, promising to be the best leader guided by the lessons learned in the recent days. The president also pleaded with the church to pray for his government, as Chichi Josephine now reports.
President William Ruto has vowed to take strict control of his Kenya Kwanza government, emphasizing rigorous scrutiny in appointing new cabinet secretaries and striving to embody lessons learned for effective leadership going forward.
Munasema niunde serikali ingine ya kuunganisha Kenya mzima.
Speaking in Nyandarua County, Ruto attended his first church service amidst ongoing anti-government protests, asserting that these challenges serve as a catalyst rather than a setback for his administration.
Hii transformation ya Kenya tunajaribu kuizalisha, ndio mnaona iko msukosuko kidogo. Lakini sasa ile mtoto amepatikana, si mambo inakuwa sawa sawa. Na furaha inakuwa tele. Kwa hivyo msikuwe na wasiwasi.
Ruto, who appeared to read from a different script from his earlier directive, stopping state officials from participating in Harambes, was something that never was. Here, the head of state promising the church of his donation.
Sasa hiyo mali imebaki ni yangu. Wewe Gachagua upangane na ule priest, mufanye hesabu ni shilingi ngapi, munipatie, niandike check, muendelee mmalize hiyo kanisa.
After firing his entire cabinet, he affirmed his commitment to appointing a competent new team for his executive arm.
Mimi nimefungua ukurasa mpya. Sasa mimi nitapanga kabisa. Hii serikali iko hapa mbele. Muniombe. Ndio nipange kabisa, nipate wafanyikazi watakao nisaidia kutimiza ahadi ambazo tuliwekeana mimi na nyinyi.
Umepata nafasi mwafaka. Uunde serikali, utafute watu wazuri ambaye watakusaidia. Watu ambaye wanaheshimu wananchi. Watu ambaye wanapenda Wakenya.
Kwanza tunapongeza Rais Ruto kwa hatua iliyochukua haraka na kufuta hizo mawaziri.
The head of state also promised a brighter future for Kenya, highlighting various government initiatives aimed at empowering youth, calling for patience and support from Kenyans.
Madeni karibu inazamisha nchi yetu. Na ndio nimesema, hata nimeweka jopo maalum ichunguze hii madeni. Hii madeni ya Kenya ni kiasi gani? Hii madeni ya Kenya ilifanya kazi gani?
The Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who also graced the church event, urged Ruto to ensure his administration prevents the resurgence of illicit brews and drugs, citing unauthorized activities by some officials within the government.
It is unacceptable that people can sit in government and decide to bring back poison to kill our children. Mimi juzi nimeita mkutano, niuliza ni kwa nini mabarua inatoka kukubalia pombe ya kuua hiyo watoto. Hao wenye kuandika mabarua hawezi kuja kwa hiyo mkutano, wananidharau.
Chichi Josephine, TV47.
All right, now away from that. Right, let's bring you back home. A section of Nanyuki town, Laikipia County youth have called for a ceasefire on the ongoing abductions being experienced in Nanyuki town, with the victims urging the government to respect the rights of the protesters. Now, the youth who have been abducted, tortured and later taken to Nanyuki law courts to face different charges have accused the government of victimization and violation of human rights and have called for immediate intervention as more youth are expected to face the same even as demonstrations continue to loom.
Na sikuelewa hata nimelala kwa nini, sikuambiwa hata nimeshikiwa nini. And I was like, hizi stories za watu wa demos, as president alisema, zimeisha and they should stop. Yeah, I have even the letter ya NCCK alisign na akasema hata wale walikuwa wamearestiwa at that particular time, by the time alikuwa anasign hiyo barua waachiliwe. So I don't know why the reason tena huku kwa ground usiku wanakuja na wajatu summon. Mimi sikuwa isamoniwa police station nikakosa kwenda, sikuwa isamoniwa na DCI akitaka any information nikakosa kwenda. So kuni harass na kuni abduct na hata kunipeleka in a different town ili ni traumatize sana.
Hili jambo la kukua kunitesa iliendelea kwa muda mpaka ambapo wakakaa kidogo na mimi mpaka kama masaa ingine 2. Sasa ndio walinipeleka Nanyuki police station, wakaniandikisha statements wakiniambia niseme kila kitu ukweli, na saa hizo wananiandikisha statement wakiwa wamenipointisha guns na nikasikia vibaya sana.
All right, now to our special feature tonight. More than a month after the ban on the transportation and sale of the popular Moka stimulant within the coastal counties, leaders from the region have decried the vast damage caused by the Embu-grown plant. The real situation is shocking. Now, Moiga William recently pitched tent in Mombasa and Kilifi counties, where a staggering number of people are seeking help over addiction to the use of Moka, with over 70% of people and an outpatient methadone program listed as Moka users. Take a look.
Kenya's coast, stretching along the Indian Ocean coastline, remains breathtakingly beautiful, boasting gleaming white sands and blue waters. Despite the glamour, lies a dark underbelly. The coastal region, as a gateway into the rest of Kenya and East Africa, has long been plagued by drug trafficking. For decades, authorities struggled to eradicate hard drugs such as heroin and cocaine from the community. But now, a new stimulant has emerged, threatening to plunge the region into social crisis. Its addictive grip tightens, and the once idyllic shores face an uncertain future.
Nafikiri watu wanaenda tu kupata ile dozi yao ya madawa kuleva kidogo, ongeze na Moka juu.
When these things goes into the head, because it's stimulus, its effects, you might never know how people will react.
Vibrancy street to street, the blowing breeze from the Indian Ocean a few meters away commands the lively atmosphere of this village. This is Maweni in Likoni, Mombasa County. Here you will not fail to notice people sitting in groups from one corner of the street to the other, a majority chewing Moka, a stimulant plant grown in the semi-arid areas of Mbeere South and north of Embu County. Mrs. Shaban Mwingi, a 33-year-old mother of 3, welcomed her third child a week ago, but she's unwell. And according to her, she does not need medical attention. Astonishingly, she feels only Moka might do the magic.
Nikikosa Moka, kusema la kweli silali. Najisi tu homa. Yaani naweza toka tanje nikaomba watu.
For now, Mwinyi says she will have to endure the ill feeling, every bit of it, as she cannot dare to indulge herself because she is nursing a 1-week infant. Mwinyi further opens up that the situation she is in currently might serve as a turning point in the use of Moka, which she admits she's addicted to.
Ula changu ni Moka. Unasikia? Nasahau watoto. Baadaye nikishatema mgoka ndo nakumbuka watoto wangu sijanunulia chakula.
Seated next to her is her 40-year-old husband, Shaban Mwinyi. Shaban parts the curtain on their world of addiction as a couple, a reality he believes has taken a toll over their ability to be proper parents for their young family.
Mama anapenda mgoka. Sasa most of the time wakati mwingi sana kwa tunapenda kukaa pamoja tukitafuna.
Shaban reveals that his mogoka habit came from his wife's influence, further admitting that the habit has since grown beyond control to the point that mogoka has become a gateway drug for him.
Tambo kile chama kikamilike, cha mimi na yeye tukae tumakinike hapo. Alikushtukwa hivi imekufa 2000. 2000 imekufa. Hapa kuja nunua unga wa sima wala mboga. Wala kuja lipo umeme. Wala kuja nunua maji.
The painful withdrawal symptoms felt by Mwinyi's for skipping mogoka for just a day are not different from those of 32-year-old Hassan Ali, who has been chewing mogoka for 3 years now.
Shafanya vile tu mwenyewe sinajisikia damu yangu venye mwili una function nini tofauti sana kama vile nimechana. Na kama sasa naweza sema siko fresh, lakini ungenipata tayari mimi nishashika naendelea. Sasa naona mwenyewe toka nimeamka nimekambe ndio nimeamka saa hii, lakini nimeamka kitambo. Lakini sijachangamka vile. Lakini ukipata shamba ukiniona utajua huyu jamaa yuko on kitambo sana.
The addiction is severe for Hassan Ali, who is now contemplating seeking help at a rehabilitation center.
Wako watu mitaani waona ambao ule anachizika nini sababu mambo haya.
Hauna hofu kama ile?
Kwa mimi? Mimi sijapata hofu kama hiyo. Hata ya kuchizika. Bado. Mimi akili yangu mbona bado yuko sawa, vile timing mambo madogo ndio yanisumbua. Naona ni addiction hii.
To all this, Kenya Medical Association warns that prolonged use of the stimulant, which contains psychoactive substances that stimulate the central nervous system, can result in addiction, neglect of social and occupational responsibilities, nutrition intake, issues in maternal, sexual and reproductive health.
There are 2 compounds which we call caffeine and cathinone. Those are the feel-good compounds. That is what gives the effects that mogoka and mira gives. For mogoka, the cathinone is higher, and that's why it's more potent. The effects are more pronounced in mogoka vis-a-vis people who are using mira, where the cathinone is lower, but the caffeine is higher, making it less potent.
Tumekuwa na janga la madawa ya kulevya kwa siku nyingi hapa. Lakini ukiangalia saa hii madawa ya kulevya yamepitwa na mogoka.
The above-mentioned issues are clearly what the Reach Out Center Trust, a rehabilitation center in Mombasa, are tackling. According to statistics by the center, more than 600 people have contacted the organization seeking help to fight mogoka addiction. Over the 1,000 active outpatient methadone program, 70% are users of mogoka. Naima Said, the 38-year-old mother of one who hails from Majengo, forms part of the statistics. Now working at the facility as a receptionist, Naima is being rehabilitated from mogoka addiction. Naima has been in and out of the facility for years now due to addiction to mogoka and other drugs like heroin, marijuana and cocaine.
Na mogoka ni kama tuko level 2 or 3, iko juu kiasi. Unaona, kama nilikuwa nisimame tu barabarani na mira yangu niambue, nikikula mogoka ndazunguka tauni nzima. Kila kona nitaingia klabu hii, nitoke klabu hii ninge barabara hii. Yaani inanipatia ile motisha ya kuwa niendelee na issue zangu. Sitalala.
Benson Akal has just been enrolled to the facility a week ago. Akal, just like Naima, was battling addiction of other drugs like heroin, marijuana and cocaine. But this time round, he is at the facility due to mogoka addiction.
Kama vile uruke mkojo ukanyage mavi. Kwa sababu niliacha madawa kulevya kama heroin, bangi, lakini nikaona mogoka kama ni mboga unaweza tafuna tu, kesho ukiamka una feel happy, uko vile normal, uko sober, lakini kumbe pia sio hivyo.
The management of the facility indicating that the mogoka menace is devastatingly worsened by how easily accessible and cheap it is, especially to underage children.
For someone to come into drug treatment center to seek for help, they have actually
suffered a long time in drug use. So now look at Moka and its easily availability, its easy accessibility. That means more people are coming into drug use. More people are now being tempted because of this notion. It's being normalized.
At the Kware market, Mombasa County, a heavy contingent of county askaris remain vigilant to stop the entry of the stimulant, but still, somehow, the stimulant is still on sale. The long-time traders of the stimulant bitterly lament the sudden change in fortunes. They think it is unfair. The traders maintain that Moka by itself poses no danger. The danger, they say, only comes after mixing Moka with other drugs.
Nimeuza Moka miaka 7. Na miaka hiyo 7 sijaona ubaya wa Moka. Na kula mimi mwenyewe ni mchongaji na hainidhuru.
Tunaomba kwa rais wetu atusikize, atutetee. Juu Moka ni catastrophe kama kasi zingine.
Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaro maintains that it is the aim of the coastal leadership to achieve a total ban of the sale and use of the stimulant.
Why is it that its effects are more than any of the other substances or drugs?
All right.
And I think it's just fair.
So if we give room for research and do more in getting information of how the plant is grown, how the farmers are taking care of the plants to the end product, then we'll be able to figure out how much of the concentration is good enough for intake and what is excess.
It might be a good idea to regulate, but how? It's not easy.
Kwa nini sisi wa Kenya ndio tuwe watu ambao ni wa vileo, tuwe ni watu ambao ni mjani, bangi iko pale, madawa kulevya yako pale.
Hii Moka iharibu watu, wapambane tu na dawa za kulevya na hii miandarati nyingine.
The Moka debacle continues to be a sticky issue within the coastal region, but what remains clear are the two options currently on the table. One, the total ban and sale of Moka. Two, more research and regularizing the use and sale of Moka. Moige William, TV47.
Sports news brought to you by
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni Ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that, so when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave, wallahi. Ambao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed, I decided to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home. Step 1. Finding the perfect plot. We explore location, size, and potential. Next, construction begins. Witness the foundation being laid, walls rising, and rooms taking shape. Step 3. Electricity matters. We delve into wiring, switches, and smart home tech. Step 4. From paint choices to fixtures, it's all about aesthetics. Step 5. It's time to get the right furniture. Finally, the big day. Time to move in and create memories. Join us on the journey to making homes a reality on The Realtor, Tuesdays 6:30.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback, ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries, and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave, wallahi. Ambao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed, I decided like to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home. Step 1. Finding the perfect plot. We explore location, size, and potential. Next, construction begins. Witness the foundation being laid, walls rising, and rooms taking shape. Step 3. Electricity matters. We delve into wiring, switches, and smart home tech. Step 4. From paint choices to fixtures, it's all about aesthetics. Step 5. It's time to get the right furniture. Finally, the big day. Time to move in and create memories. Join us on the journey to making homes a reality on The Realtor, Tuesdays 6:30.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries, and turning dreams into reality.
Hata ambao ni pesa ya kusave, wallahi. Ambao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey, become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed, I decided like to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home. Step 1. Finding the perfect plot. We explore location, size, and potential. Next, construction begins. Witness the foundation being laid, walls rising, and rooms taking shape. Step 3. Electricity matters. We delve into wiring, switches, and smart home tech. Step 4. From paint choices to fixtures, it's all about aesthetics. Step 5. It's time to get the right furniture. Finally, the big day. Time to move in and create memories. Join us on the journey to making homes a reality on The Realtor, Tuesdays 6:30.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe, mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
At what point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries, and turning dreams into reality.
Hata mbao ni pesa ya kusave. Wallahi. Mbao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey. Become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed, I decided to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home.
All right, a very warm welcome once again. Thank you so much for staying with us. It is time for To The Point. Now, as you can see on your screen tonight, our discussion is about men's mental health. Now, if you're wondering, today it's not Men's Mental Health Month. This month is not their month. This was last month, but with everything that has been happening in the country, especially last month, I guess the gentlemen joining me in studio today, I don't know if they agree that maybe they also forgot that it was Men's Mental Health Month. Would you agree? All right, so just right next to me is Kasmo Makori. Kasmo is an accountability advocate. Right next to him is Ben Kimanzi. Ben is a youth chairman for the Youth Mentorship Program in Kenya. And we have Maich Maich, is the CEO, Professional Mentors of Africa. First of all, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, because I did it the first time and you told me, no, that is not how it's done. Maich Maich is also a psychologist, and that is why we have you on set to tell us who is silencing our men. And right next to Maich Maich is Joshua Masia, Mwalimu Josh. Joshua is not new to the studio. Karibuni tena, gentlemen. Now, just to also let our viewers really understand the essence of why we are having this discussion tonight. Now, Men's Mental Health Awareness Month is celebrated every June. So this month, I don't know if I can just move so that it can be zoomed, but this month focuses on men's mental health as well as prostate cancer. Now, let me just pause right there. Prostate cancer, you know, it's also just celebrated and talked much about in November. That is the mustache thing, and November is also Men's Mental Health Month. Do you know that, guys? All right, so I really want to understand from you guys, especially from Maich Maich, our psychologist in studio tonight, why prostate cancer is really given so much voice in this while celebrating Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Now, during the month of June, men are encouraged to set goals for their own health and wellness and begin to create a roadmap for achieving those goals. This is according to the Men's Health Center. Now, this will just form the basis of our conversation tonight, rather, and I'll start with you, Kasmo. The Men's Health Center is saying that this month is set for you guys to create goals for your own health and just wellness and begin to create a roadmap for achieving those goals. Have you maybe done this before, especially last month when you were commemorating this month? Did you maybe set goals for yourself to just better your health as a person?
Right, thanks, Anne. I think men should have goals set at any time. I think it's the whole essence of manhood. It makes it a more bearable experience for you to be a man. I wouldn't want to relegate it to a month, but I would see the essence of why you would put it onto 1 month, because it creates some sort of rhythm or cycle. And we are not beholden to just celebrate it in June. That's why we're having this conversation in July, because as times would have it, we would have more pressing issues. However, it's a thing which I would advocate that every man who's interested in staying alive would take care of, because manhood is an absolutely complicated and complex journey that, if not undertaken with good planning and a solid community around, it can be a very difficult undertaking. And that's why you would find a lot of men keeping to themselves or not knowing how to navigate. If we do not have the necessary tools, as much as we might set up you might do all the planning, but the execution is heavily dependent on you having the right tools and the right community around you.
Right. Kaswell, I understand that you're very vocal about advocating for men's mental health. We'll be getting into that later on. You tell us why you feel this is so important. But just, Ben, to ask you the same question, do you set goals for yourself to just better your health? Kasmo says this is something that should be necessary to all men, not only in the month of June, but all year round. Do you set goals for yourself?
Thank you, Anne, for having me tonight. And to start with, I celebrate my birthday in the month of June, which happens to be the Men's Mental Health Month. I take this time as I turn a year older, as I turn a new season, as I begin a new season for me. I set goals. I never knew that June is always a men's mental health month. But ever since I used to set goals. I used to set the goals that I want to achieve for that year. So later on, when I grew up and I noticed that, so June is also it's supposed to be a month's month, actually a month's month, because any other month, the society doesn't focus on men, but at least in this particular month, we are given a chance. But unfortunately, the society doesn't recognize that. Yeah.
All right, Maich. Now, niko kwako sasa. What's your take? Do you set goals for yourself?
I think there's somewhere we are wrong somewhere. The issue of culture within the society is so different. I was born June 10th. When you think about issues of women, how we brand it, and issues of men, it's no longer there. I'll tell you, I moved this country all over. Very small numbers know about June being Men's Day. Very few. So I think there is a lot of advocacy that is needed for us to identify this. For example, when you look about the breast cancer and you look about the process, which one is breast cancer? We even have a symbol. But for men, it is not even there. So I think the dialogue, we need to come out. Me, I don't even recognize it fully because I set my goals January. Because the cultural orientation of how we behave, the social analysis of how we live, by January you're thinking, how do I start? How do I look at this? And it's about me and my family and my wife. How are we setting? What is the strategy for this year? But now by June, to look about how I'm setting that, even I changed, despite the fact I was born in June. So I think is a total narrative. We need to start a new narrative towards this, or to advocate more, because there is a problem when you come about men.
Awesome.
We'll discuss it more.
Right. I love that. You've expounded on that question, and I love it. Josh, Mwalimu, do you set goals for your mental health?
Well, thanks for having me again today. I think I'll be very honest enough that I do not. That is in June, because, why do I have to set my mental health goals in June while I have the entire year to plan for my mental health? I think one thing we need to do is we need to be very honest with ourselves. We need to accept the fact that it's okay not to be okay. It is okay not to be okay. And I think this should be out there very much, that men need to know that it is okay for you not to be okay. When you're going through all the challenges, it doesn't mean that you have to wait for June for you to plan for your entire mental health. And one thing I am glad today is that the nation is healing. Instead of having, or rather, not only did we have this conversation in June, but it's also in July, and we're still having a conversation about men's mental health. That shows a progress. In real sense, people don't even talk about it. People ignore when it comes to men's issue. And it's very important at partner at the moment to focus on men issues and mental health, because if we do not do that, what comes up, it's a pile of pressure. You get piled up with the pressure because of ignoring your mental health issues, and at the end of the day you're going to have aggressiveness, violence. So it's okay to accept, first of all, that it is okay not to be okay. Yes,
we will get to that point where you've said that it is not being talked much about men's mental health. That is stigma around men's mental health. But I would love to disagree with you. You've said that you don't have to set your goals in the month of just June alone. But this is a day that has been set aside for you, June, for you to write these goals for yourself. Cass agrees with it, and he says it's okay to set these goals in the month of June, right?
No, it's okay to just set goals. I mean, if you choose to do it on that particular day, that's totally fine.
In general, all year long?
No, absolutely generally, but it is a very difficult thing for you to navigate the journey of manhood without a solid plan. And if you have to wait for a particular or a specific date for you to do that, you realize very quickly that it is not a very sustainable thinking model. So I would think of June as symbolic, but I would not delegate my goal setting for my mental wellness to the month of June, because there's the people who start their year cycles differently. There's people who start in January, there's people like me who start in August. So any date that you give me before any of the times that I want to do my things, that becomes different. However, in my existence as a man, in my organization, and the kind of things that I need to do, waiting for June would be detrimental for me. It's like waiting for your birthday for you to change your behavior. I think I wouldn't cast it on a day. Yeah.
You said something so interesting. You start your year in August.
I think that's just what it was like for me, because as a teenager, that's when we used to have like peak enjoyment for me in high school. We used to go for music festivals in August. Then I realized that that's the time when I used to have the most fun. So I was like, if I'm going to make any plans, let them start with these beautiful memories that I've made. So it's nothing too deep for me.
Awesome.
It's just that my year starts in August, and a lot of special things happen to me in August.
Sawa sawa.
Yeah.
We have something so interesting here too. Men's Health Week, that is June 10th to June 16th, and Maich was actually born on June 10. How do you feel about it, Maich? Before we even say what this day means. This week. Really? All right. So there's Men's Health Week, that is June 10 to June 16. And the National Men's Health Week was established in 1994 as a special campaign to help educate men, boys, and their families about the importance of positive health attitudes and preventive health practices. If Maich, your birthday is in June 10, and you've just had it here today that there's something like Men's Mental Health Week. So how are you how are you getting a positive health attitude and preventive health practices?
I know about June.
Yes.
The date's not really. To me, I think it's a noble idea, but we need to market it.
Right.
We need to bring it in a way that we remind men, because no matter what you'll say, you set your goal here, it's neither here or there. But when we have something, it's like the way you have Valentine, it's the way you have Christmas. So we are set that Christmas is this. How do we doctrinize this in our mind so that it can be in so many men? Because men are ignorant of so many things, very ignorant. We're so ignorant because even during June, people are not even there. People are not even realizing that. People are not even realizing that they need checkup. People are not realizing even some things that are happening with us. We are dying. The boy child is dying. We are continuing dying and dying. So within years to come, look at statistics, I think we'll not even have real men in the society. So I really advocate for this to be set apart, and it has to be set apart, but for us to market it. And I thank the way you have come up with, even to past the June, you have come up with it, because it's something that needs to be heated. We need to go back to that.
Right.
Realize that ikuwa kuna mtu alikuwa amefifia, I realize, I need to wake up. I need to think of this and this. So I think for me, we need to work on it, to brand it more. Yeah.
You've mentioned something about a checkup for men. When you say this, what type of checkup do you really mean?
Men need a lot of checkup. So prostate peke yake. In my church, we have I sit in a group called CMA in this country, and in my parish, we usually have checkup. And checkup is continuous. Checkup is even not only prostate. Have you realized, my dear, that men, we go to hospital when it's unadai.
Dead end.
Which is not like ladies. Kuna kitu inaniuma, ninge prevent. Lakini kitu kadogo kana kuuma hivi kidogo hivi, kataisha. And the problem ilitoka kwa wazazi, my friend. Wazazi walituambia kaa ngumu, you are a man, you should behave like a man, even when you are still boys. Even when so there's something within the culture of a man that have been put, and we want to be that. What we are lacking is mentorship for us to realize we need checkup. But for a woman, you'll find now and then, we have even a specific unit, a gynecologist. It's not even about men, but a gynecologist is also side of the men, but it's all about women. So for you, based on how you've been created and everything, even us, we are losing a lot. We are even sometimes not many women who knows how to wash boys, small boy. There's a way, there's some parts you need to look. That's why you find when people are entering like military, there are some parts they must be checked. But our mothers don't know. Don't even know how to wash them. But for the ladies, they know.
Right.
Sometimes you'll find that during the washing and everything you can identify. And it's happening during circumcision today, during the rite of passage. One of the testes is not there, it have get inside. Wakati tuko wadogo ulikuwa unaona unacheza nayo hivi, ucheza imeingia ndani, then the growth have continued and becomes dangerous. But how many knows this? You're not aware, we are just there.
All right, now it's still on the topic of checkup, Josh.
Well, I agree with him. The fact that men have neglected themselves to begin with. See, like he says, one has to wait until it's like, they have reached at the dead end. Like, that's when they go to the hospital. Can we also be honest with ourselves that men have been brought to be, the stoicism, you're being taught to be stoic and being hardcore. You are told to man up even when you're not, like, what do you actually mean by saying man up, I mean, I have going through challenges, like I feel depressed, and there's no environment that is conducive for me to open up. But one thing though, I think Rome was never built in a day. And as far as we want to say that, men's mental health issues has been neglected, but can we look back? How far have we come? Back in the days, people used not to cry. Like, you would never see a man crying. And that was actually duped as, a sign of weakness. But can I remind the rest of the world that it is not being weak, that's not a show of weakness by crying. You don't become weak because you just cried. That's actually a way of, someone said, those are the waters of the heart that are trying, to modify the heart, to wash the heart. Because if you are going through some challenges and you do not want to speak to someone, what happens is that those challenges are going to pile up, like I said before. And what happens when they pile up is you're not going to provide a solution. And some of them, actually, some parents have, projected their insecurities and their, those kind of hardcore living to their children, and they make them go through a lot of challenges because simply they are not allowed to open up. They are not allowed to be, themselves. When you tell me to man up, you're simply telling me I should suppress my feelings, I should suppress my emotions, I should not speak to anyone. So it is very important moving forward, though, even though we are saying we need to work on the men's mental health, we also need to be honest with ourselves from the word go that it is okay, let's accept that for sure we need to speak to someone because there's no way you're going to get a solution if you cannot speak to anyone. Yes.
All right, Josh and Maich, of course, you've mentioned such strong points, starting with why men don't cry and also parents projecting maybe the things that they went through on their men children. Now we will be looking at that with Ben and Cass when we come back after this break.
Kila kiongozi ana hadithi yake ya kipekee.
Wazazi wangu walikuwa bit strict kwa sababu mamangu mwenyewe mimi kutoka kuzaliwa sijailala nje.
The white small one, huyo ana sniff gunpowder na risasi na bomb. Alafu huyo mwingine ni ridgeback ana sniff simba.
Even the employees knows that. So when in the boardroom is the chairman, the CEO, and the rest of.
What point are you a wife?
The minute you get to that inside that door, you become now the wife.
Na kila maamuzi wanayoyafanya hufichua mengi kuhusu utu wao na uongozi wao.
We see God blessing us, and we now realize the power of giving also has to be rewarded back.
Kupitia kipindi Mfahamu Kiongozi, tunakuletea mahojiano ya kusisimua na uchambuzi wa kina kuhusu viongozi wetu.
Pick your core business as the bigger stones. Put them in your diary first. Give priority the bigger things.
Usikose kila Alhamis saa 1:30 jioni.
In a world where challenges are as common as opportunities, there are those who dare to defy the odds. They are the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business, it's about embracing uncertainty, pushing boundaries and turning dreams into reality.
Hata mbao ni pesa ya kusave. Wallahi. Mbao mwaka ni pesa nyingi sana.
As long as you're earning something, there's always that opportunity to save. And you start with where you are.
The way we run the business is in a very unforgiving way, where every team member has to bring out their best.
So, to all the dreamers, innovators, and risk takers out there, remember, being an entrepreneur isn't just a job, it's a way of life. Join the journey, become an entrepreneur. The Grind, Mondays at 7:30 p.m.
Here on Beyond the Limit, we celebrate the extraordinary achievements of individuals who redefine possibilities. In a journey of resilience and determination, these individuals demonstrate that limitations are merely stepping stones to greatness.
I'm Nancy Njoroge, a mother of 3. I have 2 girls and a boy who is Clinton and who is autistic.
When my heart got healed, I decided to come out to be creating CP awareness, to let other people know that there is such a condition, and people that has it is not that they are witches.
Together, let's go beyond the limit every Saturday at 8 p.m.
Welcome to The Realtor, where we take you on an exciting journey from bare land to dream home. Step 1. Finding the perfect plot. We explore location, size, and potential. Next, construction begins. Witness the foundation being laid, walls rising, and rooms taking shape. Step 3. Electricity matters. We delve into wiring, switches, and smart home tech. Step 4. From paint choices to fixtures, it's all about aesthetics. Step 5. It's time to get the right furniture. Finally, the big day. Time to move in and create memories. Join us on the journey to making homes a reality on The Realtor, Tuesdays, 6:30.
All right, welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. You are watching TV Point, and the conversation tonight is this: Men's Health Week, or rather Men's Mental Wellness. Now, before we went on that very short break, we were talking about why men don't cry. This is a comment made by Josh. And let me just start with Ben. Why do you think men don't cry? Do you cry yourself?
Thank you, and I do cry. Let me say that this problem starts from way kitambo sana. Tukiwa watoto, we used to have these people kwa shule wanakuja wanasema they are doing girl child empowerment, right? Na tukagrow tukiona watu wakiempower our sisters. Fast forward tumefika university, tunapata the same people, either government initiatives zenye ziko na only girl child empowerment, sawa? So the neglect ya boy child ilifanya boy child wakuwe weak. I usually say men are the weakest. Because the things that women undergo, if only one could be given to a man cannot handle. So why do you ignore the weak vessels, then you empower the strong ones? So men are, it's okay to cry. We have an initiative we call it men's talk. We advocate for that because once for a man unapata kuna vitu mingi zinasumbuanga wanaume, including finances, relationships. These things, if they don't talk about them, zitaumiza. That's why we get things like a man has indulged in drinking or drug abuses, unaelewa, ama fighting, ama anxiety. So it's good to advocate for that, for talks and crying. Crying it's okay. It's okay to cry as a man. It doesn't show less of a man, or weakness. So I advocate for that. I do cry and I advocate for that because once you do, una release a lot that is inside.
Cass, do you cry? And why don't men cry? Why is that notion so much glorified?
I mean, I think crying is it's such a basic emotion, but I'll take a rather radical stance that real men don't cry. And I'll say this symbolically because it is a call to emotional regulation. It does not mean that your tears should not flow. And when people say that kind of thing, it usually is assumed to say that a man should suppress whatever emotion it is that they're going through. But that is a call to well-regulation. Because the same people who propose that men should cry have a problem when men shout and start throwing things around. They have a problem when men become physically violent. They have a problem when we focus on one form of expression while forgetting, it's almost as if saying this is the only form of self-expression that is permissible. So it is not, I'm not calling men to not express their feelings healthily. And I'm not saying that you should, I mean, if you can be stoic, by all means, I invite you to try it. But if you're going through things, it is very important for us to contextualize it. Because as a man, if you're responsible for yourself or for loved ones, if they're depending on you for a sense of direction, which is normally the story of most men, if I live with my dependents, it's a good thing for me to show them that I've got this. I'm not saying that I will have everything right. What I'm insinuating is they need to have a sort of security. Could be myself, could be other people. But by saying real men do not cry, all I'm saying is we should not be emotional about our approach to life, because a lot of the times, then what is the scope? Because when I feel mad, I should be able to throw hands then. When I feel sad or when you disappoint me or if you insult me, I should be able to curse you out. So for me, crying is not, I'm not thinking about it as shedding tears, because every once in a while you see something that's absolutely hilarious, or you're with your boys and you share the most amazing conversation and you laugh until you guys cry. Or sometimes you've lost a loved one or a parent, and those times tears flow. But the hyperfixation on men's emotionality, and not to criminalize emotions, but the hyperfixation on men expressing their emotion, I think that is where I would just have a bit of reservation, as much as compared to just us healthily expressing. Instead of us driving to say, express this particular emotion more, it should be, how can we create a society that's functional enough for you to not have to make these kinds of calculations and say, this is the emotion I will express more, this is the emotion I'll express less of. If we're living in a healthily functioning ecosystem, this is not a discussion we should have, whether should you cry more or cry less.
Mike, from a psychologist perspective, what's your take on that?
Some phrases were brought by a philosopher or by Mike, na labda hazikuwa na miguu. Men don't cry. You see, and people will pick that and become the real thing. Everybody have emotions, either a man or a woman. The only thing we need is how to mitigate, how to manage the emotion. I don't have to manage the emotion as a man that's better than you, but emotion must be managed. Feelings are there, and they will be there. So looking in the global way, that emotions and feelings, it's okay, it's very okay. it's very okay. But how we are inculcating or encapsulating the formation and the mentorship of this man is what I have a problem. Because sahi tukiwa huku juu, people are expecting a lot, and we are expected, people will come, scholars will come with words, cognitive, not emotional, cognitive, how a man should be. When you look about responsibility and everything, even women, there are things that today's society, if you look even the CBC, the curriculum have changed, even the type of families, it have changed completely. So responsibility are there shared, both by men and by women. So both of them, they will still, there is a punch, there is something to hit them. There's something to hit you, there's something to hit me. It will affect my emotion. It will affect my feelings. So my emotion will start reacting. How they react matters a lot. So there is how the society expect of you. So the societal need tells you, if you cry as a man, it's wrong. You should be a man. So when that comes to my subconscious mind, then it starts challenging my mind. That's why you'll find today, men are dying more than women. Why? Because we have not encapsulated, we have not been mentored to that we can relieve our emotions. We can talk it out. Women will share it, either in the wrong way or not, either in saloon or not in saloon.
Right.
They will shout it whichever way, but it will come out.
Right.
But for us, mimi nakaa nayo hivi, my friend.
Afterward,
utanikuta.
Mbona unakaa nayo hivyo?
Sasa hiyo ndio wewe kama mama yangu, you know, hata imagine, my dear. You're my sister. Wewe ndio mkubwa kuniliko, mimi ndio mdogo. My mom still expects me to behave better than you.
True.
That's how us it is. My mom still expects that, hey, bazi, unaliaje kama mwanamke. You know, even some phrases are funny.
I actually support mine because first, it's like we are being stigmatized for accepting our feelings and emotions.
Right.
But the way we express it now, that is where the problem comes. Men expressing their emotions, you know, according to the toxicity masculinity teachers, they will tell you, you know, go out there, you know, maybe do something physical, you know. But what about that other aspect of not going physical? Okay, you can go to the gym, lift some weights if you feel depressed, that's fine. But what about that aspect of talking to someone?
Right.
You know, that is actually what people call it effeminating men or effeminated men. When you talk to a person or you are trying, and you know, I'm actually looking at I don't know, Mike, maybe you will tell us, whether actually men come to, you know, consult with him, open up to him, to see the therapists. Do they? No, they don't. Why? Because they have been, you know, built to know that they are supposed to be strong. I am supposed to be a man enough.
You must have a solution.
I hate when someone says a real man. Who is a real man? And define real man.
Hold it right there. Do you agree that men don't seek help?
I feel like the line of questioning is a bit flawed because everybody seeks help. Anyone who is in a complicated
well, Josh is saying that for men specifically, they don't go to hospital to say that they are maybe mentally depressed or mentally not okay.
That's why I would say the line of questioning is just a little, it boxes you because anybody who's going through something seeks help, whether in a way they know best. That's why some people will go into drugs. It could be a wake-up call and it would be a cry for help. Some people will self-isolate. It still is a cry for help. So the thing we should do is maybe avail these kinds of facilities. And that's why I would say the only way we can beat whatever it is that you're going through is if you have a healthy community around you and you're consistently investing in the development of yourself. Because there's stuff that you can get away with without ever having to step into a psychologist or a psychotherapist's office. Because if we analyze it as well, a lot of the kind of help that we find in therapy rooms are usually very centered around how does this make you feel? By the time a man is saying that they're depressed or they're struggling mentally, a lot of the time it usually feels like it's a control problem, that I have I have things I need to change about my life, and I do not have the necessary tools. So I think it's just a matter of equipping, and I have a problem with us trying to compare men's mental health to women's mental health, or thinking that men's mental health has declined because we have empowered the women. It's more about how we approach each other as men, because nobody is coming to save you. If I decide whatever it is that I'm going through, because it's part of I've shared in public domain, beyond the sharing, I have to decide that I will work on the biographical. So I will do the reading and say that this is what I've discovered about my illness. I will do the vocational aspect of it, because the vocation is not only your calling, but also how you show up in communities. And then I will work on the medication. So sharing is just but one step. And of course, we usually know, we say that a problem shared is a problem halved, but you have to do the reading, you have to do the showing up in the community, and you also have to work on the medication, because a lot of the times for your mental issues, you're either trying to prevent actions or you're trying to mitigate the consequences of your actions. So I feel it's all about establishing healthier, richer communities and building resilience. That's what I can say from experience. It's not necessarily about how many people ask for help. After asking for help, is the help that is available useful in the transformation of your life? Because asking for help, everybody, I do not believe there's a single creature on earth that does not ask for help. When leaves wither, when the sunlight moves to a different direction, you see plants bend. When people depressed, they go use getaway drugs, or you find ways of relieving their stress. It's just that, one, are we equipped to interpret when men are asking for help?
Mage, just before you come in, Josh, Mage, do you agree that there is no safe space for men to come and seek these therapies that will later on lead on to maybe useful therapies, like he said, maybe?
No, we need, and that's why society have changed. The concept of people talking about help and counseling is totally different today. Totally different. It's not an L angle any longer. Yesterday I was in Keru Boys in Moronga. I had over 900 boys. What are we talking to them? Now, if we say, and I agree with him and somehow I disagree, everybody seeks for help. That's not help. If I am pressed, then I'll project, not looking for help. I project by going to drink.
Yeah.
It's called a defensive mechanism. So because sijapata msaada na sitaki kuongea, wacha nikawake. Because, and there are some other things, defensive can be good, wacha niende football. You see, but this person will think, now nimekosa help. People, and especially men, apart from we live about, we are not talking of profession where you are looking about camera inashiko aje, we are talking about emotion, human person, a man. So sometimes when you are so, and they are all over, I'm in universities, unakuta amekuwa na pressure ya nyumbani, this and this, aongei. Sababu aongei, atakuwa na madem kama 100. Lakini behind this man, kuna kitu inamsumbua. If you look at the cases we are getting in school, I've been a chairman of 2 or 3 schools. And the cases they're being brought there, if they were mitigated, and especially on the school, in the boys' school, if it was mitigated well, it is natural, it's mentorship taken place to help this man to realize when you feel like this, you can pour it like this. It is not there in the society. True. So the truth is, men, we are dying with our own problems.
Actually, I agree. I agree with Mike, because we have not created the safe space, if I may call it that way. I think we should first create the space. Like me and Cass, and we create that space that I can come and just hug you and you tell me it's okay. Yeah. But people are nikikuja kuaga jamani ndaitwa gay. You know, you see, people have just they are not there. They are not there for them, for the men, for the brothers. It's not good for a man to hug another man. You see, there's not that safe space for us as men.
Hata angalia kwa mazishi. Huyu jamani kimsalimia ni shoda na nimemgota weenda. You and another woman, you hold each other and cry. And you're out of that. Lakini huyu jamani na amekufiwa, mazi sawa bro, sawa. Yuko sawa.
Yeah, so Cass mentioned self-isolation, and that is what most men do. You have a problem, so you isolate yourself. And what happens after that, indoors? You smoke a lot of weed, you drink a lot of beer and alcohol, and at the end of it all, what's going to happen? You're going to become an addict. So even though we are saying that we shouldn't really focus on the aspect of, sharing, crying, and all that, believe you me, if you need help, you have to seek it. You're not going to be an angel to interpret your behavior that, this one is behaving for you to actually get help, you have to come for it. You have to ask for it. And that why we're having this discussion today is we should now enable people to know that it is okay for me to come out, to talk about issues. And well, I know what most men do because I'm a man, and we go out with the boys. We go out, drink, have fun, talk, enjoy all that kind of thing. But we also need to now come back to the aspect of now talking issues out. I'm a teacher, and in high schools we have a big problem because students also have that problem of not sharing. But when we make that space safe, when a student knows they can trust you, that when you talk to them, when they talk to you, that story is just going to end there, and you're not going to make the student feel like less of a man because they have talked to you. When we make this space safe, I think we're going to create very energetic men. And let me tell you something. Women, and I'm not downplaying, the aspect of, empowering women, but when women cry, when women talk, they would handle issues that are so grave, but they would handle them with smiles, something that a man could not probably. So if we accept the norm of talking out and opening up and not calling other people names when they open up, I think we are creating a safe space for everyone to be in a safe space, in a good state of mind.
And it's bringing healing in spirituality. In fact, speaking out. I can speak it out without tears, but I've spoken it out, it's bringing healing. That's when healing takes place.
All right, now time is almost running out, but before I get your parting shots, you're a teacher, Josh. So how do you create, because when you're starting, you mentioned that these problems, especially for men, it starts at a very young age. So for you, how are you creating these safe spaces or just safe environments for these young men?
Well, thanks. I think we need to create bonds. Let there not be a big chasm between a teacher and a student, because a student needs to know that they can trust you to talk to you, not just consulting you in matters academics. They need to know that they can actually consult you, talk to you in a friendlier manner. But then we also need to create more awareness, because for a student to come see you, they need to be aware first. They need to know that sometimes you handle issues of parents that are fighting and students who are not able to sleep. They are coming to school depressed. Those kind of things. They need to know that it is okay for them to open up. But then for them to open up, we also need to create a safer space. And how do we do that? By creating awareness. By creating awareness not only in schools, but even in the communities. Thankfully, we have a conversation today in the television station, in all platforms. We need to create awareness that it's okay for men to talk about their mental issues.
All right. Mate, in 0.03 seconds, what's your parting shot? That's we close.
What you're doing is the right way. What you're doing, because let me tell you, create a room. So how we do it is, today counseling, ukiandika counseling hapo hakuna mtu anakuja. That's why we are doing mentorship. But now it will start with me, how accommodative I am as a trainer, as a teacher, as a mentor, as a scholar to that person. How am I accommodative to my brother that ana feel yenyewe maichi nikibonga naye kuna shida. So guys, let's start with me. Let's start with you as a teacher. Be accommodative, make fun, enjoy it, go to football, avoid those L angles for counseling. I start with myself to accommodate the others, to accommodate these men, and you'll find as we chat like this, come up with games, we got to, by the way, unajua niko na kashida fulani. Bas. Safe place, start from there. Starting with me and becoming friendly and get to the other people.
Awesome. Ben?
Thank you, Anne, for what you are doing. For me, I think the government should play a role in supporting the initiatives that are there. For example, we have a youth mentorship program that we speak to this, we create that safe space to the youths and more so to the men. Because I'm an advocate, I'm a men's advocate. I love the fact that we men are not accepted in the society, or we are somehow pressed. So the government should come and support the initiatives that are there, so that we may at least reach more and more young men that are growing up, and that we may tell them that it is okay. It is okay to cry. It is okay to speak. It is okay to talk. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Cass, as we close.
I think it is very important for us as men to determine whose attention it is that we would love to court when we ask for help. Because a lot of the time, it is an attention thing. If we are seeking women's attention, we will have to carefully reconsider how we treat them on the days that we are doing well. If it is the attention of other men, we will have to reconsider how we show up in male-centered spaces for us to form healthy communities. While just discussing this, this is a lifelong thing. You have to consistently educate, re-educate yourself. But in the building of the holistic man, you have to work on your nutrition, you have to exercise, you have to ensure your water intake is good, you have to be temperate in the things that you're doing, ensure you get sunlight, get fresh air, most importantly get rest, and find a purpose that's bigger than yourself, which usually is when we bring in the trust in a divine power or a higher power. While this is a conversation that is not easy to have in half an hour, part of the things that we will need to do is consistently say, before I go to other men, I will ensure that I do my honest part in study, in developing myself, and where I feel I am failing, I can depend on men who are doing better instead of trying to bring other people down for us to find validation.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, my take home is it's okay to speak up, it's okay to cry. And I know I'll tell someone it's okay to cry and they'll tell me, we're watcher. So gentlemen, thank you so much for making time for To The Point for this wonderful show, if I do say so myself. See you again in November. Awesome. Thank you so much, dear gentle viewer, for watching this program tonight. See you again next time. Have a wonderful night. My name is Ann Odida.